Right, hi, how is everybody? Today we are continuing with 2025 paper 1 GCE, which is physics, and we are looking at question number 5. So the question read figure B 5.1 shows a wave with a frequency of 40 Hz. So this is the wave. It has got a wavelength of 1.5. So this is a wavelength. Okay, it's a wavelength is a distance covered by a complete wave. So the complete wave is from here up to here. We can determine the complete wave when you look at where the wave repeats itself, or a complete wave should have two successive crests or two successive troughs. Basically, when you join the end parts of the wave, they should give a complete circle. So that's how we can determine the complete wave. So the distance covered this complete wave, it is called the wavelength, and here we are given is 1.5 meters because it is measured in meters. Right, the first question, define an amplitude. That was the first question. So an amplitude is a maximum or minimum displacement of a wave or a complete wave from its resting position. So when it is, if this is a resting position, the maximum displacement or going up, all right, or minimal displacement meaning going down here. So positive and negative displacement, it is what is called what? The amplitude. So an amplitude simply means maximum or minimal displacement of the wave particle. Now calculate the speed of the wave. That's the big question. So this was just 1 mark. This was just 1 mark. So by just defining this, you get 1 mark. So, however, each topic, especially in I'm sure the subject or science, you must know the key terms that are used in that particular topic. So like when talk about amplitude, this is one of the general terms that are used under what? General properties of what? Of waves. So you have to know those terms which are used. It can be an amplitude, it can be frequency, it can be period, it can be wavelength. All those you have to know them, even their definitions as well as how to calculate them. Now, B, calculate the speed of the wave. So here, to calculate the speed of the wave, we are going to use the general formula of the wave, which is V is equal to frequency times wavelength. So remember that we are told to calculate the speed, and the speed and velocity, it is one and the same thing. The only difference is that velocity has got a direction, whereas speed there is no direction. That's the difference, because velocity, this one is a change in position of displacement in a particular, in respect with time, whereas speed, this one is distance covered in a particular time, or total distance covered in a particular time. Now, let us look at this one. So under waves, we don't use like that formula for speed, which is speed is equal to distance over time. This one, we can use it somehow when you are calculating maybe speed of the sound in air. There we can use this formula. But under here, where you are given the wavelength and you are given also the frequency, what we use, it is this formula for V is equal to frequency times what? Times wavelength. Therefore, we can say what is our frequency? Our frequency, it is 40 Hz, and multiplied by wavelength, which is, what is our wavelength? It is 1.5 meters. And when you multiply the two, 40 times 1.5, that definitely will give you what? 60. And this is velocity, has got same unit with what? With the speed, which is meters per second. And that is the answer which you was supposed to be put there. Right. Then don't forget about units, however. Then number C, find the period of the wave. So the period, what is the period of the wave? A period is a total time taken for a complete wave to be generated or produced. So therefore we can say period, which is denoted by capital letter T, is equal to total time taken for a complete wave or to be what? To be made. The time that it takes to come up with one complete what? One complete wave. That is what is referred to as what? Period. However, we can also use this other formula. Since we don't know the time, we don't know also the number of waves. Of course, we can find, looking at the diagram, we can know how many waves were produced, but we don't know the time that it took for a complete wave to be made. So we can use this other formula, which is period is equal to 1 over what? 1 over frequency. Why are we going to use this one? Because we know the frequency. The frequency, it is what? 40 Hz. Therefore, we're going to say 1 over 40. 1 over 40. If you divide this, if you punch it on a calculator, where you say 1 divided by 1 divided by 1 divided by 40, that gives you 0.025. This will give you 0.025. This is period. It's a time taken, so meaning it is measured in seconds. So it is measured in what? In seconds, and that becomes the right answer, and you get 2 marks. So here is 2 marks, here is 2 marks. Altogether, this question carried 5 marks. Then you are well to do, and you go to the next question. So, right, this was the end of this question. Hopefully, you have enjoyed, and if you have enjoyed, please like and share the page so that more people can follow, and motivation therefore increases as well. Alright, we can even comment in the comment section on how you have felt or enjoyed the solution of this question. Hopefully, we'll meet you again in the next question. Until we finish this paper, then we continue revising, going down, so that we cover those that are writing internal this year. Bye-bye.